Hi, today we're going to talk about some miscellaneous points and output manipulation. We can manipulate our output to look a certain way if we choose to. So what we're going to do is use a program as an example. But if we want to know how to manipulate, we're going to include that file into our program. That stands for input-output manipulation. It's an easy way to remember it. If you want to know more about iomanip, just perform a search on Google. So if we go to Google and we type in C++, don't forget to type in C++, and iomanip, we get a lot of hits. C++ is always an excellent choice. You click here and it gives you all the things about iomanip. We have all these things we can do: set fill, set precision, set W. So we're going to talk about a few of those today. And like I said, the way that we use iomanip, the way we manipulate numbers in our programs, is by including iomanip. Right now, I do not manipulate anything. Let's just comment this out down here. Well, let's just delete it. I'm just going to delete all this. Let's run this program, and we will see what it asks for. Okay, in this program, this first line is just printing out a constant. I'll show you that in a minute. But we want to convert, let's say 32. When you're testing, you should always use numbers or values that you know the answer to. That way you know if your program is working. So if we know 32 Fahrenheit is what in Celsius, it's 0 degrees. So that's a good number to choose. Now I'm going to choose either going Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. We have two choices there. I'm going to choose Fahrenheit to Celsius, so I'm going to plug in the number 1 here and hit return, and our answer is 32 in 32 Fahrenheit in Celsius is 0. So there is no formatting at this point. I have no formatting. Let's do this one. Let's run this again. Let's say we want to run 98.6. Okay, 98.6 is what? The average temperature of the human body, right? So we're going to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius again. Now, 98.6 is exactly how I entered it. We are not going 2 places to the right of the decimal and printing out numbers. That is what I'm going to show you what we're doing today. Okay, so let's just talk over this code for a little bit. Constants, I just want to go over constants again. Constants start with the keyword const, then the type, the data type, in this case doubles, and Fahrenheit boiling point is 212, and Fahrenheit freezing point is 32. When you are creating constants, always remember to use uppercase. That helps anyone reading your code to distinguish a constant from a variable. Okay, so I initialize some variables. I print out the constant just to show you how I could use var boiling point, just like a variable in this case. And then I enter the temperature we want to convert. Okay, that's going to be input temp. And then I have an if statement here, or I will have an if statement. Enter a 1 or 2 to convert. 1 is Fahrenheit to Celsius, 2 is Celsius to Fahrenheit. If we don't enter either of those, we're going to exit the program. So let's see how I do that. So I get the user selection in select. If it's 1, we're going to Celsius. If it's 2, we're going to Fahrenheit. Otherwise, we are just going to exit the program. Okay, if it's a 1, we're going to print out part of a string, do our calculation, and then when we exit out of this if statement and we drop out to line 42, we're going to print our converted temp. Likewise, if we're converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit, we're going to print out part of the string, then we're going to make a conversion, and when we exit the if statement, we're going to print out converted temp. The reason why I don't use converted temp in after line 33 and after line 38, I'm conserving here. I don't want to do more than I have to. If I have it in both places, I have duplicated code. We don't like duplicated code because that means if it is the same, we've got to update it every time when we want to change it. And oftentimes people will miss duplicated code. So right now, as you saw, let's run this again. Let's pick let's go from centigrade to Fahrenheit this time. So we're going to say, let's do 16 Celsius, or 13, since I hit a 3. 13 Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we're going to do number 2. 13 Celsius in Fahrenheit is 55.4. We should probably say degrees there too. So, let's say I want to print this out in, let's say, only 3 characters. I can use a piece of iomanip. So whenever we print something out, we can always precede it with a term called set precision. And how many digits we want. Let's say I only want 3. So I'm telling C++ I only want to print out 3 total digits in this case. Okay, let's run the program again. And in the temperature, let's say 13 degrees. And we're going from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let's plug in number 2 here. And we got a total of 3 characters, 3 digits in our output. Now let's stop this, or let's just hit return. And let's run this again. And let's say we want to do 200. And we want to do Celsius to Fahrenheit. 200C in Fahrenheit is 392. Probably approximation of 392. Let's check it out. So, what did we get? We got a total of 3 digits only. So when we do set precision, it's telling us, or it's telling C++ how many digits in total we want to have printed out. We have to add the keyword fixed if we want set precision to mean 3 digits to the right of the decimal. So now let's run it. So with fixed set precision 3, we're going to get as many digits to the left of the decimal as we need, and 3 digits to the right, always 3 digits to the right. Let's run this. So let's say 200, 2, now we got 392. So it was exactly 392. But see, now we have 3 digits to the right of the decimal place. So let's try one more. What is the significance of 37 Celsius? Does anyone know? Okay, let's see. You should all know this. It is 98.6, the average temperature of the human body. There's one more thing I want to show you about this. So we have a way to manipulate numbers, or output of numbers. We also have a way to manipulate how many characters a string is printed in. Alright, let's say I want to have this string printed out in a total width of 25 characters, meaning I'm going to left pad that string with blanks. So that string is about 15 characters. So when I say set W 25, that means I'm going to use 25 characters total to print this string out, and the string will be right justified. So let's run this. Let's only do from Fahrenheit to Celsius on this one. So to click, I didn't click it yet. So let's say 214.7, 1, and notice 214.7, now I have a bunch of blanks, and F in Celsius is, so this is printed in a space of 25 characters. It is right justified, so we have it left filled with blanks. And notice also I have 3 digits to the right of the decimal place, and as many digits as I needed to the left of the decimal. So this concludes the video on I/O manipulation.